The pandemic has taken a serious toll on small businesses, especially restaurants. And one local business owner says the St. Louis City Department is adding to their hardship when they're just doing everything they can to stay afloat. Only News 4 investigator Lauren Traeger takes a look at how parking fees are piling up despite fewer people parking in the pandemic.
A fine wine and some sweet sounds. Social media video from Yaki's on Cherokee. Friday and Saturday night concerts. A decent crowd gathered on Iowa Street for good food and live music.
Bringing light and people down here is a good thing for our community.
Yaki's owner Becky Lewis says the pandemic has been painful for their small business.
When the weather got more warm, we thought, how can we make this work? And here we are, trying to make it work.
Throw open the curbside window, close the street, get creative, just like so many other businesses. And the city seemed supportive, waiving the fees normally needed to shut down a street.
The city's actually going to pay us to do something cool, right? I mean, that's awesome.
Until not long after they started back in the summer, they were told they owed big.
It literally just said total dues $685.
She was shocked.
We had $400 in our checking account.
Turns out it's the St. Louis Treasurer's Office, the parking division, a fee to rent out 3 parking meters here. Meters, Lewis says, that rarely have paying customers anyway.
They can't collect their $2.30 a week they usually do from these 3 meters. So now they're going to try to get $20 a day from the businesses around here.
It's a big blow, she says, to their small business.
We cried. It's been an emotional time for all of us restaurants, small businesses. And any little hiccup really throws a wrench in our plan.
I really feel for them.
They turn to their alderman, Kara Spencer, who says it's problematic.
Not only should we be doing everything we can to help small businesses make it through this pandemic, but the reality is that our small local restaurants are what drive the sales tax for our city. And without them being able to stay afloat, the city itself will really be suffering.
With some help, the Treasurer's Office waived a portion of the fee, but Lewis still has been paying hundreds of dollars to rent out the meters.
We make it work like the true South City way, but it's just real difficult.
Turns out it's a similar story for the businesses in the Central West End, paying to rent out their meters for the St. Louis Streetery, which has been welcoming outdoor diners for weeks.
Monthly and daily revenue continue to be a challenge.
At a recent parking commission meeting, it was made clear times are allegedly tight for the ticket people, too. Treasurer Tashara Jones suspended parking operations in the city from March to June during the height of the pandemic. But without sporting events, conventions, even normal business downtown, the usually financially flush parking commission says they will be nearly $5 million below their projected budget for next year.
I would like to entertain a motion to approve the resolution for the $5 million line of credit.
We wanted to know exactly how many tickets have been written this year, but we were told only reports from January and February were available. We also wanted to interview Treasurer Jones, but her office declined our repeated requests.
I'm hoping that we can find a way out of this situation because, based on City Council's opinion, the contract is not enforceable.
Some aldermen have questioned a contract with a campaign donor Jones signed in April. It guaranteed the parking operator, Hudson and Associates, be paid a set dollar amount, hundreds of thousands, even though parking operations had been suspended, and it's unclear how many tickets have been written since operations started up again.
I'm actually paying for a service that I'm not getting.
Lewis says she was told part of the meter fees would be for signage to let parkers know to steer clear.
No one still has put a sign on a meter, but me, I do it.
We asked the Treasurer's Office if they would waive all the fees for Yaki's. A spokesperson sent a statement saying, quote, "As it does no one any good if businesses go under, we have shown ourselves willing and open to conversations with other neighborhoods to agree to waive the deposit as a support to help surrounding businesses during this time." But Lewis says she's still paying the fee, she says, making it all that much harder to keep their business going.
If we didn't have these concerts, we would be in financial distress. And the concerts are nice.
We checked other dining districts like the Del Mar Loop and Clayton, and neither city is charging restaurants a parking meter rental fee to use street parking right now. We told the Treasurer spokesperson we wanted to ask about that Hudson contract. She pointed to a recent state audit which was critical of the Treasurer's contracting process but gave an overall good score to the department. The spokesperson said, quote, "Any recommendations related to procurement have already been implemented or are currently underway, in effect making whatever context about Hudson old news at best." But it is not old news to some aldermen who say they are going to continue looking into how that contract came to be, and there is certainly more to come. I'm Lauren Traeger, News 4 Investigates.